Alright guys, today we're talking about two very useful and very versatile tools in the shop. One is called the bandsaw, the other is called the scroll saw. Now in class we have a lot of tools that are great to use and are very helpful. However, before using these tools we need to know how they work, how to use them properly, and how to use them safely. Now the number one rule in class is that we don't touch tools until we're given permission. If you don't know what it is or how it works, don't touch it. Okay? These tools are also very dangerous and they're very powerful and they can really hurt you. So let's talk about blade safety really quickly. The blade for the bandsaw is located right here, and the blade for the scroll saw is right here. Obviously, the bandsaw is stronger and more powerful, and the scroll saw, as you might guess, is for cutting smaller and thinner stock. With both machines, whenever we are lining up to make a cut, we want to keep our hands out of line with the blade. We never want to have our hands or our fingers lined up in the direction of the blade in case we slip, lose our grip, and our hands go towards it. We're always going to have our hands out of line with the blade at a very safe distance. All right, let's talk a little bit about how these tools actually work. So the bandsaw is actually two wheels. There is an idle wheel that spins like this in position, and then there is a drive wheel that's powered by a motor connected to a shaft right here. And this belt connects those two, and so when it spins this wheel, it spins the top wheel. And the band is actually a large piece of metal with teeth on it that is connected between those two wheels. So when it spins, the blade goes around and around and around, just like that. And you can change the blade to have a thicker blade or to have more teeth or less teeth, depending on what you want to do. But it's called a bandsaw because the blade is actually a blade that is a giant band that goes around and around. Saw is a little bit different. It works by an arm that scrolls or goes up and down with a blade that is has tension on it between the arm and between an anchor at the bottom. So when it's on and on slow, it oscillates up and down. A scroll saw, you can adjust the speed by turning this dial over here, depending how fast or how slow you want to go. The bandsaw, you cannot control the speed on. It runs at one speed when it's on. And whenever using the bandsaw, you want to follow your line up your blade with the direction of the line that you would like to go, and keep your fingers out of the way of the blade. So you're going to stabilize the cut on one side with one hand and stabilize the cut on the other side with the other hand. A bandsaw can be used for straight cuts and for curved cuts. The scroll saw can also be used for cutting straight cuts and curved cuts. It's also a little more accurate with thin material and a little more quiet than the bandsaw. However, because this blade jumps up and down and oscillates, you need to make sure that your pressure foot, this part right here, is engaged right at the thickness of the material to keep it from jumping up and down. bandsaw can also be used for thicker cuts up to 6 inches tall and as wide as 15 inches in width. The bandsaw is more versatile than the scroll saw. We'll be talking more about other tools in the shop, how they're used, how they're similar and different in future videos. See you guys next time.